It's time once more for Heroes Rise, the Hero Project. I've had several days to rest, relax, recuperate, and contemplate the previous chapter, all the previous chapters. The ineffable Fame Monster started and ended last session straddling an awkward line, torn between responsibility and fame. You know, power hungry, glory, advancing his own agenda, creating a legacy for himself, and helping people, helping Jenny, like digging into what all these weird messages being sent towards him means, and like what it could all mean for the Hero Project and perhaps the United States, if not the world as a whole. So yeah, we passed up a few opportunities to either use or train our Infini powers, but have still unleashed more than we have controlled. I don't know like how much that is going to influence things. This game book series, from what I recall, the first one is one that rewards consistency with like how you've chosen to be. And I expect the same to be true for the Hero Project. Because our character has resolved to use their Infinity powers whenever we can, I'm going to look for opportunities to do that. We'll see ultimately whether we adhere to that. I don't know. Beats me. We also, despite being a ruthless strategist, the game called us, are more loved than hated. We're pretty even on popular and underdog. Whatever. Ginny dropped a little bit on relationship with us. The chapter before last. That's perfectly fine. The relations appear to be the same. And we built up 5 legend from where we were whenever we signed the contract. Let's go ahead and get back to it. Next chapter, Null and Devoid. Chapter 5. You're not sure you'll ever get used to seeing Ginny in her Null costume. There's something so vacant about it. The plastic faceplate, the dull hum of her weaponry, the sloshing sound the neon coolant makes running through the seams. Then again, you suppose that's the point. Null. A blank slate for dark justice. We've got 20 minutes before we arrive at the Hero Project complex, Jenny says, though really it's Null speaking through a shrill voice distorter that is quite frankly disturbing. Shall we run down our competition? You and Null are in a limo on your way to the Hero Project final selection party. It's going to serve as the last pre-taped episode before the live final start, a lavish event set in the compound's contestant mansion that will unveil the finalists. And since you missed most of the roster announcement last night, you know you need to do your homework now. Null activates a holographic projection from her me chip, and the faces of the other 18 contestants in the final selection appear in front of you. Null just has the essential information that you'll need today listed here, but she also sent you the full version of Contestant Rundown, which has more information on everyone's powers, costumes, and histories. The full Contestant Rundown is now saved in your me chip, and you can access it any time by visiting your show stats screen. Toronto Rain, how about that? Black Magic, of course. The Wick. Jury. Yeah. Show stat screen has the Hero Project contestant files, which we can review there. Okay. I don't know if I want to spend time going through all that. Maybe we can have like a video dedicated to doing that? I guess. I don't know if I want to read all that. Aloud, anyway. Maybe we can take some time to like pause over it, and so that we can read it at our own pace together. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so, boy. Give me the essential information. Fumble and Stage Show. They each got keys. They were the first 2 to get gilded keys. Been operating in New York City. Okay. Then we have Jury, of course. Sure, much about to say about this Cracker Jack. Yes, Aaron Victon. He's the son of, Victon. Drink a little bit of water. We got a lot to get through. Gotta lubricate the throat. Summit here. Bound to have it out for an Infinity like you. Famously outspoken anti-powered advocate and Detroit's #1 unpowered street hero. We have Sheath, a controversial entry, dangerous powered sociopath. Resides in Detroit as a street-level hero. We have Da Bear, Dean Reese, a gay cultural icon. Oh my. Don't mind me as I readjust my, my wrist brace. Yes. For reality-altering powers. Galaxia. The newest member of the Power Branch. Local power team that reports directly to the Vice President. We have Scoundrel. Also from the Fringes. Half-turkey body. Last time you did it for Young Hero didn't exactly end well. Inherit? Celebrity hero spokesperson for the Meek? Yep, I figured that based on the name. The Crush? Yes. Released from his sentence as part of an initiative to prove the rehabilitative successes of the Devoid. The most feared cult leader of the past century. Only our parents have been fully rehabilitated, right? There's Caper here. There's mid-level working hero. Then Toronto Rain. Oh, good times. Johnny Biscotti. As Joker was one of the wild cards. Former policeman, amateur hero from Brooklyn. Lucky. Amateur hero, trying to make it an MC. The Wick. The Pikers. I see. Then we have Wintry. Empty nester, full-time mother, and housewife. Once her kids went to college, she needed something else to do with her time. And then Mock Girl. Nearly got clawed to death. Damn, okay. Sure. Well, we're done. That's an unparalleled group of heroes and some questionable villains from all across the country, and they range from some of the most famous heroes to total unknown amateurs as young as 16 and as old as 60. And as excited as you are to meet some of them, the Crush has been in the Void. I imagine the Crush is going to be the oldest there. You know, long legacy of cult, whatever. And as excited as you are to meet some of them, these heroes are also your competition. You'll have to get through most of them to win the Hero Project and make the American Protectorate. That's quite the lineup, you say. I don't know how I'm going to remember all of them. I wouldn't worry, I'm sure the final selection will be the end of the line for you anyway, says the woman dressed as a giant plastic robot. You really need to work on your zingers, darling. Here, have a cup of luxury limo espresso. Maybe you'll get that pink sludge you call a brain up and running. See, you need me in the finals. What would you ever do without banter like this? You say, putting a hand on Null's black-clad shoulder. But Ginny pulls away as your me chip buzzes with a me message. From Sonya. Wasn't she the newsie? Like that newspaper reporter? That sounds right. Yeah. Got a number of viewers who had mentioned, like, revisiting the first series, if not already doing so. So y'all are going to have a better memory about the first game than I will. Maybe. Last you spoke to Sonya, she was leaving MC to do research for an investigative piece on the Meek, since her career received just as much of a boost as yours after the whole HOT nightmare. I can't talk, I'm on a secret assignment. I just wanted to send a quick congratulations for making it this far in the Hero Project. Even in this godforsaken hole, I hear it's a smash. Knock 'em dead, then don't forget to give your favorite reporter the exclusive post-show interview. You smile. Against all the odds, you've actually come to think of Sonya as a friend. Surviving near-death and life-shattering experiences tends to do that to people. Think if Sonya reminds you that you haven't checked your legend level since last night's episode. Sure, let's just fucking check it. Activating your meat ship, you check your updated legend level. It's already jumped to 50, with an extra boost for doing so well in the semifinals. That might seem like a relatively small boost given the exposure from last night's episode, but you're dealing with national legend levels now, and considering the negative spin the show gave you, it's a miracle your legend went up at all. If you make it onto the show for the live finals, you can only expect your legend level to get higher and higher. Living and dying for you, Grimith. Meatship J2 chimes in, fanning herself while lounging in a kimono. Stay ballin', lovekins. The limo pulls to a stop 5 minutes later, and despite yourself, you feel a surge of nerves. You have no idea if you've done enough to be one of the heroes who moves on to the live finals, but you certainly know you want to more than anything. Showtime, Null says, shaking her gloved fingers in the creepiest jazz hands you've ever seen. Yeah, creepy jazz hands. 10 minutes later. You stand on the red carpet outside of the contestant mansion. Flash bulbs in your eyes, and you can't imagine ever belonging anywhere else. The ineffable! The ineffable! The photographers shout, and you can even hear some Grimith and Reaper yells thrown in there. Generate some purple energy pods for added effect. Make sure to highlight my new costume. Pose with my finger up, modeling my lyric tattoo brand. Move along, this might be fun, but it's not. This is absolutely why I'm a fucking hero. We gotta highlight the new costume that Grandma made for us. You do a 360 spin so that the cameras can catch every angle of your new look. As if that wasn't cool enough, next you find yourself ushered into one of the most gorgeous mansions you've ever seen. The contestant mansion was built on the edge of the Hero Project compound, meant for the American Protectorate to live in, though it will serve as the Hero Project's main contestant residence for now. You look around in awe, your gaze stopping on a massive crystal chandelier that seems to hover in the grand foyer. This could be your home, if you make it onto the show. You stand still for a moment, not sure where to go next. Null slipped in before you, and you're not sure where she ended up. Chica Miranda, you hear Gigi's voice echo across the room. I've been positively out of my mind without you. My, you look ravishing. Gigi, wearing a rather elegantly I love Gigi so much. Rolls up to you with a smile plastered across his wide face. It's good to see you too, you say, leaning down to give Gigi a double cheek kiss. I do hope you're ready for quite the night, my wondrous Scaramouche. That reminds me, the word slutish. I wrote in the description for last chapter, but I had like a moment where I was like walking around like my room, and I was like, oh yeah, slutish. Ginny said that last book, right? I had the same reaction then that I did last chapter, right? Huh, funny how life works. It doesn't fucking exist. Gigi says, leading you further into the mansion. There are many people waiting to meet you. As a matter of fact, here's the first. Gigi rolls into a formal living room, which is packed with glamorously dressed guests and dozens of camera orbs floating to capture the scene. But the first thing you see is Rebellion, standing tall in his standard blue and gold fatigues, his eyes glowing orange. Even though you've met him many times, the sight of your idol still knocks the air from your gut. I can't get cozy enough with those judges now, can we? Gigi whispers with a giggle as you approach. The ineffable, Rebellion says, his voice resonating with its usual boom. Congratulations on making it this far. I'm thrilled to be here, and so happy to see I'm among so many of Millennia City's finest. Though I've been curious, what's happening to the Millennial Group roster with you, Black Magic, and Jerry here at the Hero Project? Any group members who make it to the live finals will have to go temporarily inactive. Of course, I've left the group to lead the winners of the Hero Project in the American Protectorate, so the Diva is filling my spot as team leader, with Fistful, Monk, and Processor staying on. We've also just picked up new members, Gila and Static. Though that's all being announced in a press release tomorrow, so I'll trust you both to keep quiet. Rebellion gives you an intimidating stare, causing you and Gigi to nod in agreement. That third option. Does the ruthless strategist extend an olive branch and do whatever it takes to win. No matter what. Even if that means, just offering, you know, a kind, heartfelt, totally heartfelt, congratulatory remark. The cameras are watching. Let's, oh man, I want to dunk on him! Fuck! Fuck! No! The cameras are watching. Congratulations as being selected as the American Protectorate's leader. Though honestly, there's no one as qualified as you to fill the job. I just hope I'm up to the task, Rebellion says. Before you can say anything else, Rebellion is pulled away to talk to another guest. You turn back to Gigi, who gestures for you to lean in as he hushes his voice. Now don't tell anyone this, but I've been assigned to be your handler should you make it to the live finals, which means I'll get you everything your little heart desires. I'll be your eyes and ears of production stuff, so you best make it through, my ravishing rose petal. You smile at Gigi. It's definitely going to be good having someone like him in your corner. You should know that at least 2 cameras are assigned to each contestant, and now there's Rose specifically looking for other events. There's the drama cam, the showman's cam, the fight cam, the cry cam, the list goes on. Which means you positively must mingle the other heroes in the final 20. It's time to start building some bridges, don't you think? Perhaps associating with some of the more well-known heroes would be best? A bit overwhelmed, you turn to look out over the party and see several familiar faces, until a mass of black steps in front of you. Can we have a second? Null says to Gigi in her most intimidating monotone. Gigi gives you one last look before rolling away. Make this count. I have to get into the Hero Project computer system to hack some information, Null whispers to you once you're alone. Will you come with me to help? I'll need some cover. As Null steps back to wait for your answer, you look around the party. If you slip away now, you probably won't build any relationships or get any camera time. And who knows if you're still being judged for final selection, you might be hurting your chances. Not to mention that if you get caught, you will ruin your shot at being on the show, but it sounds like Ginny really needs your help with her investigation. It looks like you have a big choice to make, one that might help or hurt your chosen strategy. Fuck. Oh, fuck. Okay. Okay. Shit. I thought this dilemma could be punted down the line to future Grimith. Well, I am future Grimith from but it could have been future Grimith. It didn't have to be now. Shit, let me think about this. We'll fucking help her. Damn it. Damn it. What would I do here anyway if I weren't gonna help her? Mingle? Make a scene to insult everyone else? I'd probably talk to Rexford. By the way, my relationship with Rebellion went up. Man, talk to Rexford? No, it's... I think the other one I'd do is this, and I just like... I'm like curling my face in disgust. We're gonna help, no. She needs our help. And, we said it was our responsibility. Motherfucker. Stupid responsibility. Get in the way of my fame. Let's do this, you say to Null. She nods and turns around, not wasting a moment. Based on all the intel gathered so far, the DRPR has narrowed its current investigation to the Crush, especially given the Infinity tip-off you received. So we're trying to figure out who exactly approved the Crush's placement. It was very high level and done without the jurisdiction of the DRPR. Despite the public reason given for the Crush's involvement, we believe he has potentially entered the competition to mastermind his grand return and further a future terrorist plot. Alternatively, it may be possible that someone within the show has engineered the Crush's presence here for an equally sinister purpose. I've been instructed to get into the show's encrypted database to see if we can find anything on the Crush there. So where are we headed, oh fearless leader, you ask, amused to see how amped up Ginny gets when she enters secret agent mode. The complex's control room is fully staffed since we're at an official filmed event, so we have to get creative. There's only one option I can think of that we can access undetected. That's Rexford's private computer. Great, you say, as if you needed to give Rexford, the executive producer, judge, and future American Protectorate CEO, another reason to hate you. The ineffable, I know helping me with this hurts your chances in a slew of ways. It really means a lot. Thank you. You're about to respond, but two camera orbs swivel to film you and Null. Obviously, that poses a significant problem. So, strange powered interface? Power cost, let's leave that alone. Disable distracted cameras with a small explosion? No. Energy spark? No. Let's use our infinity powers. We gotta use those. As it's something that we resolve to do. Consistency, it's more than for yogurt. You raise your hands at the orbs, but Null stops you. Instead, she reaches into her utility belt and pulls out a charge capsule, which she quickly activates and encases you and Null in a strange bluish light, like a null field, and immediately the cameras spin away as if you aren't even there. That will give us some alone time, Null says, continuing to climb the stairs. Don't dilly-dally now. 5 minutes later. You stand at Rexford's door, your heart pounding. Null stuck you here on lookout duty, which you hate. But once you both saw how big Rexford's room was, you had no other choice. Someone needed to stand guard at the main entrance, otherwise you'd never hear anyone coming. Rexford has an entire floor of the mansion to himself. It has to be the sleekest, most tricked-out living space you've ever seen. It's insane to think that, if you make it onto the live shows, you'll be living in this mansion too. Granted, you probably won't have an entire floor to yourself, but it'll still be pretty amazing. Though if you are in the winning roster of the American Protectorate, you bet you'd get living space comparable to Rexford's in this very mansion. You can already imagine your designated floor, which you'd fill with, oh, this had better be good. You lose your breath as you see none other than Rexford striding down the hall towards you. Slugger, you lost yourself in that silly daydream and didn't even see him coming. Now there's no way to warn Null. You better think fast about what to say to Rexford. Oh, no! Well, it looks like we get to talk to Rexford anyway. I was just looking for the bathroom. No, dumb. Just wanted to scope out where I'd be staying if I made it to the live finals. Maybe. I needed a break from all the cameras. I was hoping to find you, actually. That sounds like the most... Yeah, that sounds great. I love that one. Yeah, I was hoping to find you, totally, yeah. See, it furthers the conversation, and it punts the problem to, like, hopefully that the game will resolve for why we were hoping to find him. Yeah, totally. That's why we were here. Yep, absolutely. Even though we know that we could have found him if we just stayed down. Listen, I'm trusting that my character will find a way to work through this. I was hoping to find you. I feel like this is a... We'll just see where it goes. Whatever for. Damn it. Damn it! Son of a bitch! This is the worst. I wanted to apologize one final time for everything that happened to clear the air between us. I wanted to tell you that you had better treat me fairly and objectively like any other contestant. I wanted you to know that when it comes to the show, I'll respect any wishes you might have. I can't stop thinking about you, the things I want to do to you. I wanted to tell you that you had better treat me fairly and objectively like any other contestant. Rexford looks you up and down, then begins laughing in your face. Oh my, that's rich! Just then Rexford's eyes glaze over. You turn around to find Null exiting the apartment, a hypno wave wafting out of what looks like a glow stick in her hand. He'll remember whatever you said to him, but his memory will end after that. I was never here, thanks to this little gem. Damn, the DRBR really hooked you up. Is there anything you don't have in your arsenal? A schlongy dog. Now let's get back to the party before anyone figures out we're missing. Hey, did you get what you need? I got something, but we can't talk about it here. I'll fill you in later. As much as you're dying to hear what Null dug out, Null dug up, you know she's right. There are too many cameras floating around. You'll have to wait to learn what Jenny found. Yeah, I presumed we would stay the same with Rexford. We also went up a bit on Unleash. And our fame. Our fame! My fame! My lawlessness! Ah! My fame! This is the worst. Stupid responsibility. Back in the main living room, suddenly the crowd hushes and the lights dim. When you turn around, you find the judges of... Man, I just should have fucking picked the other option. One that fucking says, looking to where I'm gonna fucking live. Whatever. When you turn around, you find the judges have already taken to the stage, joined by Colton and a dozen camera orbs. Alright everyone, the time has come. We're going to commence with the final selection. Let's move to the auditorium. Despite yourself, your heart catches in your throat. 30 minutes later. 100 worthy contestants were selected out of thousands that compete in the greatest heroic competition on the planet. Colton says, his voice amplified through a microphone in the soundstage auditorium. These 20 brave contestants were mighty enough to beat out 80 other heroes in the semifinals, whether by successfully navigating the 3 rounds to procure a gilded key, or by being singled out as wild cards by our esteemed judges. Colton looks down to the front of the audience where Rexford, Rebellion, and Demi Chip sit at their judges' panel table facing the stage. Your eye is drawn to them from your seat behind Colton. The contestants sit on a set of bleachers, lined up to await your fates. Now we're about to find out which of these 20 contestants will move forward to the live rounds, the final selection. Judges, tell us a little about the tough decisions you had to make. The live finalists will be chosen based on their leaderboard scores, which reflect their performance in the semi-final rounds, Rexford explains. Points were assigned or deducted based on how fast contestants advanced, their strategic decisions, their heroic character, and their ability to finish with high levels of power and health. Those heroes with the highest leaderboard scores will be advancing tonight. And Rebellion, what can our heroes expect in the live finals? In the live finals, our heroes will be assigned missions to neutralize real-world powered threats to the United States. Rebellion says, not even bothering to pretend he isn't reading from a script placed in front of him. Always the hero first. There will be eliminations until we reach our winning roster, based on a combination of leaderboard scores accumulated during challenges, a contestant vote, and a public popularity vote. This way our finalists will have to be successful and trusted on all fronts to make it onto our team. I, for one, can't wait to see how that plays out. You have to admit neither can you. No reality show has ever tested its contestants so rigorously. Then again, it's important the winning roster of the American Protectorate be able to complete missions, fight threats, operate with other heroes, and secure public adoration all at the same time. And thankfully, these are things you've proven you can handle, even in your short career. And Demidship, how many heroes will be advancing to the live finals tonight? Well, Colton, we've decided that of the current 20 contestants, the 13 with the highest leaderboard scores will be selected to advance to the live finals. That means 7 heroes sitting on this stage will be eliminated in a matter of minutes? It's a brutal cut. Well, Colton, we're looking for the best of the best. Fair enough, you think. Looking around at the 19 other heroes gathered here, you know you should be good enough to beat 7 of them. Slugger, you're good enough to beat all of them, but that's what it's going to take. Well, then let's get to it, shall we? Colton says, causing the audience in the auditorium to erupt with applause. You dig your fingertips into your thighs, forcing yourself to stop shaking. It's been quite a journey already getting here. You can't imagine what awaits you if you make it through to the live finals. And you can only hope Ginny and some of the right heroes make it there alongside you. We'll be revealing the advanced contestants on this leaderboard, Colton says, turning to face a giant hollow screen with the numbers 1 through 13 listed, with blank spaces for hero names. Let's just get right down to it, shall we? It's time to reveal the first contestant in our final 13, the hero who scored the highest in the semifinals. You crane your neck to see the screen? Inherit. You watch as Inherit leaps to his feet and waves the crowd, smiling smugly. He didn't seem to have any doubts about advancing. Inherit crosses the stage, shaking Colton's hand and thanking the judges before moving backstage. Before the filming of the final selection began, you were prepped by a team of producers led by Gigi. You were all told that as soon as the results were revealed, you were to step off stage and begin filming reaction interview packages. So as Inherit disappears backstage, you know he's now in the hands of a dozen producers asking him how he feels. You try to prepare your own responses. Just pray they're going to be elated ones. How do you feel about Inherit making it to the final 13? He's a bigot who stands for everything I think is wrong. Everything. He's also cannon fodder, but it's terrible, like it's fucking disgusting. As if he's going to be a hero to represent the American Protectorate. The meek shall inherit the earth. Trying to restrict my powers? Disgusting. You let me unleash those powers, damn it. Fumble! It's a fumble! And then stage show. They both work together by advancing together. Remind me? They have like a larger like background here. High profile ceremony, epic fights, and penchant for partying than any actual hero work? They sound like phonies. They're phonies. It'll be easy to take down. Jury. Great. I can't wait to wipe the floor, Jury. And then the ineffable. For a moment, the sound drowns out the room, and all you can think is, you did it. You scored high enough to be the 5th member of the final 13, a number that will probably place you in winning range if you keep up the good work. And considering your leaderboard could have been as high as 100, or as low as 0, you can be proud of what you achieved. Though for this particular mission, because of some pre-existing legend grading, you could only have scored as high as 80. Okay, so that's as well as we could have done. Alright. Good. 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 We did as well as we could have. Alright. As you walk across the stage, you can just feel it. Your life is never going to be the same. 30 minutes later, of course, fucking Jerry gets ahead of us, right? We're gonna mop the floor with that kid. You've just endured a grueling session of interviews and have 5 minutes to yourself before the final 13 photo shoot begins. Since you missed the rest of the final selection, you are provided with a list of the remaining finalists to advance, and you feel most strongly about, oh. So Toronto Rain didn't make it. Null did. The Crush. Black Magic. 69. Right beneath us. Ha! Your girlfriend made it through too, which can only mean good things from here on out. But then your eye catches something at the bottom of the list. Judges save Lucky. For whatever reason, the judges keep saving Lucky, who was a wild card as well. They certainly must see something special in her, something you're a bit afraid to admit you see yourself. It may be a dangerous thing living and working with someone as cute as Lucky, okay? Thank you for trying to ram this down my throat. At any rate, that means that the live finals now feature 14 finalists. You just wonder how many of you will make up the winning roster for the American Protectorate. Finally, you look over the names of the 6 eliminated contestants, all of whom must already be filming exit interviews by now. You can't imagine what it would be like to be one of them, to have your dreams blown apart after making this far. You feel the most for... You know, Tirana was like a mole, but, you know... You may have traveled quite the rocky road with Tirana, and you're not sure if you necessarily forgive her, but you don't necessarily wish her ill either. You can't help but wonder what might have been if she advanced. Maybe you'd have found a way to mend your relationship. Sadly, it seems as if you'll never know, at least not in this chapter of your adventure. Leaning your head back against the wall, you try to soak this moment in. This is huge. You're one of 14 heroes who are about to be launched into an unparalleled level of fame. You can only hope you're ready for what lies ahead. Chances are your entire life is about to change in ways you can't even imagine. And as was evidenced by tonight's cuts, you know it can all be taken away from you as quickly as it has been given, so you had better rise to the occasion. But for right now, you try to soak in the happiness, because your dreams are actually coming true in real life. Breaking news from New York City. Sound of a 3V being turned on somewhere backstage pulls you back into reality. You stand to find a group of producers and crew members standing around a 3V set where Sherry Shaw is holographically projected before you. We've just received word that the Millennial City-based power terrorist cell known as the Infra Order has launched another attack, this time in New York City. Reports are still coming in, but... oh, we are receiving images right as... wait, that can't be. Oh my god. As the color drains from Sherry's face, suddenly the screen shifts to aerial footage above the Upper West Side of Manhattan, where the George Washington Bridge stretches across the Hudson River, clogged with rush hour traffic. Everything appears to be normal, until you see something that makes your stomach drop to the floor. Without warning, the bridge begins to crumble down into the river, a mass of snapping cables of tumbling headlights, and you find it hard to breathe.